Hello everybody, it's Isabella here, and today's video is a video that I have been waiting to film for months, ever since I think I Am Not Okay With This was announced in like June of last year. So I've been waiting for this for like almost a year. I think that's probably exaggerating, but like I've been waiting to do this for so long, but I am going to be finally reviewing the show I Am Not Okay With This that came out on Netflix yesterday, February 26th. Oh my god, it's finally happened. I watched it once, like right when I got home. Like I started it and I have 2 pages of notes of like because I'm crazy like that. I'm wearing my Sydney Novak cosplay right now, in case any of you are wondering. I know she wore jeans with this gray sweater and the green jacket, but it's the best I got, and I don't feel like changing out of these pants. Okay, honey. I have a lot to unpack with this show, so I got me a glass of water so that I can take sipping breaks. Oh, worth it. And to sip tea, and instead of sipping tea, since I don't have tea right now, I'm going to be sipping water. And a lot of things happened in this show. So if you don't know what I Am Not Okay With This is about, just look it up on Google and see some of the non-spoiler reviews, because this is going to be a full-on spoiler review. The first 5 minutes or so are going to be not so spoilery. No, it's not going to have any spoilers. That's what I'm trying to say. But all around, I think this was a pretty good show, and I'm gonna quit blabbering. Let's just get right into it. This show was everything I wanted it to be, and so much more. It's as if, listen, this show is so good. I'm so happy that it turned out the way that it did, because okay, if you haven't seen my book review on I Am Not Okay With This, if you didn't know, I Am Not Okay With This is based on a comic by Dan Forsman. I reviewed it, I think, summer of last year, 2019. And I was very overdramatic, to say the least, about my review. I hated it. I hated the book. And I still stand with that view on the book. And it's like the writers and the director and the producers took the book, read the book, and took the shitty parts about the book and threw it in the garbage. And then they took the good parts about the book and things about the book that had so much good, like amazing, like product for the show and had so much potential, and put it right in the show and made it like and multiplied it to 1,000. Okay, that's how good I think this show is compared to the book. I just think that this show was really thought out, even though there's 7 episodes and a few like the time for the shows are at most 20 minutes, and then some episodes are like I think like 17 minutes, and still they were able to beautifully write this story, and I just really appreciate that they did something so good with something that I think is kind of bad. Let's just start out with the pros and cons. I'm going to start with the cons, which are quite a few compared to the pros, if I have my little documents here. The first one, it's not really a con, it's just a little bit of nitpicking, since I thought a lot of good things came from the show. The episodes are really short. Also, I think that some of the scenes where they mentioned drugs or alcohol or sex was kind of uncomfortable, and it was really awkward, and maybe that's what they were going for, because they're hormonal teenagers trying to figure out life in high school. So maybe I'm just being stupid by saying that. Those are literally the only 2 cons I have. Actually, nope, that's a lie. Why did Sid and Stan have to have sex? Like, okay, I'll get into this, but like this plot line, even though it makes the plot juicier and makes interactions more interesting with the characters, and it like gives more of like a relationship between the characters, I guess is what I'm trying to say, if that makes any sense. But like that worked, but also I'm kind of pissed because, listen, Sydney, let's just jump right into what I want to talk about. First of all, Sydney's character. I think okay, listen, Stan is the type of person that I want to be in life. And then Sid is the person I am in life, okay? Does that make any sense? Like, I relate to her so much in the sense of, like, she's trying at times, a lot of the time, actually, she's trying to please other people, and she's very open minded, and yet she's very moody. When the counselor tells her she should write in the journal to therapeutically let out her emotions, she was very like, me, you know what? She's right. And honestly, I think that's such a good personality trait to be open minded and like understanding about those type of things that counselors can do. But she's also very moody and sarcastic, and she's very kind of dramatic, but not as dramatic as Stan. I'm getting to him in just a minute. The scenes when she uses her powers are so cool. And by the way that they like first introduce the fact that she has powers, I thought the like first indications were very clever. Let's see. I wrote them down on my paper. The first way of indicating she has powers, um, she made Brad's nose bleed in the diner when Sid was sitting with Dina and Brad, and then she made the bathtub faucet stop dripping like the water, and then she broke the wall, and then she knocked down a sign with just a rock in her hands. Like, okay, listen. And then the scene, oh my god, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. But the scene where she she screams fuck, and she like all the trees broke down, and like the shot, oh, it was beautiful. The scene where the trees just break down around her and like a circle around her, and then oh my god, Stan looks at her like he sees her doing it. I'm like, oh my god, I knew when I first saw that scene, I was like, that red light in the background, if you know what I'm talking about, that red light in the background, I'm like, that's 100% Stan's car. Like, fuck off. I know that's Stan. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, and yet I was so scared. The special effects with this show were amazing. I especially loved the scene where the bathroom stall, when Sid was in the bathroom stall, and it was like shaking. All the things in there were shaking, and she like was holding down, and she thought of Liam and her happy times with Liam to make her calm down, and it worked. And the moment when she like with her mind opens up the lock to find her dad's stuff, I think it's really clever. I think it was such a good like thought out like how to use her powers, because she doesn't seem too powerful and she's not in control, but at some times she is in control, which I think it was just a really good way of playing around with her powers. I thought it was really cool. Sid and Dina's friendship is beautiful. I love how like 5 minutes into the first episode, I knew that their friendship was so beautiful and magical. Like the scene, they're just walking on the road and Dina's dancing, and then she teaches Sid a dance, and they're like doing this stupid like weird little Irish hop, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to call it, but I think that's what it's called. It's so cute, and I feel I can physically see the acting was so good in this show. The like you could physically see Sid's heartbreak every time that Brad was brought up by Dina, and like there are times where Dina preferred Brad over Sid, and it just broke my heart. Dina's such a good person. She's very energetic, sweet, bubbly, just a very kind person. Also, in the very last episode where like Dina and Sid are dancing together, and Dina's just like, okay, about that kiss at the house party for Ricky's birthday, I think that's what it was for. And she said, I did not like the kiss. And everybody, like, I know for a fact, everybody that watched the show was like, oh my god. That was just me like, oh my god, lesbian love story, lesbian love story. If they do it, I'm gonna be down. I'm so down. Okay, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to talk about Stanley Barber. Boner Barber, as I like to call him for the past 24 hours. Really, wow. Like, this boy, like, stole my heart. I knew he was going to steal my heart from the moment he entered the screen. I even knew he was going to steal my heart the moment I saw the teaser trailer. He's so awkward, and he's so theatrical, and he's also nice, and he's polite. Sorry about the noise, it's my heater. I'll tell you what, every single character except Brad and his friend Ricky, have good, really, really good moments where you start to fall in love with these characters. And that moment for Stan was when oh my god, the beginning of episode 4, it like made me, I'm like getting emotional thinking of remembering it. Like, oh my god, calm down, Isabel. It was the beginning of episode 4, and he's getting ready for the house party for Ricky, and he's singing to the King of Rock and Roll song, and he's so, I can't, he's so lovable. I need me a Stanley Barber. I appreciated, even though I did not like the sex scene, which I'll get to in a second. It wasn't an actual sex scene. Sorry, I keep on referring that scene like that, but I appreciated how, like, when he kissed her, he broke away and he was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, did you not want that?" Like, he's so polite and he's so friendly and he doesn't give a fuck. Okay, so one scene that does stick out to me as well is when he's in the drugstore, or is it a grocery store? It's pretty small to be a grocery store, but it's a grocery store. He's in there with Sid, and then Sid leaves to put some of the stuff away, and he's just like, "Hi, I'm Stanley Barber." I'm like, okay, sure. I also really appreciated that morning after scene when he's just like, it's just like, you know it's coming, like, you know that they had sex, but then, like, Sid's just like doing the voiceover, like, "Dear Diary, and then Dina's like, "Fucked Stanley Barber." I'm like, oh my god. And then when Sid is walking down the alleyway with her brother Liam, and Liam's like, "Oh, I heard you say that Stan went down somewhere and it was really good. And he was really good at it." And I'm just like, oh my god, this poor child. Like, and then Stan comes up in his car and he's always wearing his sunglasses. Whenever I see him in his sunglasses, I always think of this. This kind of sounds so stupid, but I always think of the song, "I'll wear my sunglasses." I'm a loser, I know. But I just love him. And this scene, like, I'm skipping all around. But, like, also, episode 5, I think it was, when they're all put in detention. Stan, Sid, Dina, Brad, and that girl, Jenny. And it was like, Dina's like, "So why do you need my help with taking the footage? What's in the footage?" And then it's like, "We had sex in the library." It seems like we 69'd and everything. Repeat it with me. We 69'd and everything. What an icon. I'm like, boy, you better work. Sid and Stan's friendship just buds in episode 2, and I think that episode was so aesthetically pleasing. The whole show was aesthetically pleasing, but I thought especially that episode was very nicely filmed, and you can tell straight away that Sophia, the actors, Sophia and Wyatt, they really got it going on. They know what they're doing, and they're doing a great job at pretending to not be friends, but becoming friends, because the actors are friends in real life, and I just love that. Another close contender, like, of friendships, I honestly love Sid and her brother Liam. That relationship is, like, beautiful. I appreciated. So when Liam was first introduced, when he's showing Sid the drawing of his suit, he gave me such high Kevin McAllister vibes. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's, like, creating stuff and he's, like, quick-witted and he's funny and he's, like, smart and, like, that's a signature 90 kids move. And, like, Sid, like, tells Liam, like, "I'll go beat up that little kid that's been bullying you if he ever fucks with you again." And I'm just like, and she squeezes she practically squeezes the hot dog to death, and she's so, I love her, and I love Liam, and the poor hedgehog. Oh, I just remembered that. No, the poor hedgehog. What was his name? Banana. I think his name was Banana. It was Banana. Yep, I just looked it up on Google. It is Banana. And their relationship is so sweet, and, like, when Sid stands up to the bully, I forgot his freaking name, but the bully for Liam, and it's just so sweet as well. Since we're on the topic of Sid's family, let's just talk about Maggie, Sid's mom. In the beginning, I literally wrote down another. When the scene, where is it? Oh, they're both sitting on the couch together, and Mom's drinking the wine, and Sid's having the peanut butter, and Sid says, sometimes I feel like the people I love don't love me back. And then Mom, what a little bitch, says, well, maybe you're aiming too high, hon. What a little asshole. I swear to God. For most of the season, I don't really like Sydney's mom. She's kind of like I don't know, she's like a bitch, and she doesn't spend that much time with her family, which I get because the dad died. He's gone, so she has to do things herself now and take care of her two kids. But until the one other scene that made me emotional, very emotional, was when Sid's in the basement with her mom, and she opened up the thing, and she's got her dad's what they're called, dog collars. I think that's what they're called. I don't know, but the necklace with like the chain thing, if that makes any sense. And Sid's mom tells her about her dad and how there was something inside of him that he felt like he went to war and he was going through all this shit and he killed people, and then he couldn't forgive himself. He never found closure, just like how Sid is trying to find closure for her dad's death, and he didn't know how to deal with anything, so he went down to the basement and he killed himself, and it was like so sad. And it was all because her dad was just, he didn't know how to tell anybody, and he was dealing with this stuff by himself. And then the scene ends with, oh my God, Maggie tells her, if you ever feel the way that your father felt, you need to let me know. Like, I'm here for you, basically is what she's trying to say. I'm here for you. And from that moment on, their relationship just instantly got so much better. And I just feel like that's the most beautiful scene in the whole entire season. I just love that. Holy shit, that was so good. The last few episodes conjured a lot of questions for me. Like when Sid's mom, Maggie, was talking about what was going on with Sid's dad, that made him want to commit suicide. And I started thinking of like, did he have powers? Like in the scene where a few episodes back, Stan and Sid are like, Stan appoints himself as Sid's mentor, and Stan mentions, I remember this so vividly because I knew it was going to come up at some point. Stan mentions like maybe sometimes like superheroes get their powers from like their parents, like it's a genetic thing, and I knew it was going to come up, and it comes up in the scene where Sid's mom was talking about her dad. And oh my God, it sounds so much like Sid's powers. And like he would, oh my God, when he was angry, he would lash out and he would end up doing something bad. There would be incidents. And it's just like, I want to know, did he have powers? Is it actually a genetic thing for Sid? Are there other people with powers? And who was the person that was following her in the very last moment of the very last episode of this season? I want to know who the hell that was. I want to know right when season 2 picks up, like right when it starts. I want to know who this person is. I want to know what he wants from her. I want to know why he's been following her. Maybe it's obviously he's following her because of her powers, but he obviously has powers because he can like disappear out of nowhere and appear back when he wants. And like, I'm thinking like, what is he planning for her? Does he want to train her like Stan wanted to? Does he want to be her mentor? I need answers about this freaking guy. At first, since he wasn't really specified, like we didn't put like anything. Excuse you, the lighting has gone off the rail. At first, I thought this man, until the seventh episode, the final episode, I thought this man was actually her dad, because she mentions how he's like, she's following him and stuff, and it seems really weird, and she needs closure for her dad's suicide. And then the last episode, she doesn't recognize him, so I'm just like, oh, so maybe it isn't her. Isn't him, but I want to know who it is. Some other things I want to see. I want to see Stan in a relationship with somebody that actually likes him back. I want to know if other people have powers and what that guy wants with her. I want to know how the hell she got her powers if it's not a genetic thing. I want to know, let me think. I want to know if we ever get closure for Brad's death. I'm running out of time, so I gotta make this quick. Oh God. I want closure with Ricky, who is Brad's friend. Like, what happens to him? What happens to Sid? Because now I'm assuming that everybody knows that she has powers now, but we're not entirely sure. Like, what's happening to Sid? What's gonna happen when season 2 picks up? Because a lot of shit happened this season. So what's gonna happen for all these characters that are involved in her life and involved in Brad's death when the next season picks up again? I'd like to sum up this show with the fact that this show just feels so real, even though it has supernatural elements to it. And there's such good characters, and there's such good scenes, and the aesthetic is amazing, and the music is great. And I definitely think that it is unique compared to all the other shows coming out nowadays. And I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already. So yeah, that's basically it. If you like this video, like it, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and follow me on all my social medias. And that's pretty much it. Bye guys!